Hello everyone, it's Karen and welcome to another video. Now today I'm in a bit of a different room today. I'm actually using my the kind of spare room in the house, so just because I've got the house to myself, so I thought I would come in here and do a video. So wasn't sure what to do today, but I had been thinking of doing this one for quite a while, and I'm going to be showing my updated Elvis Presley vinyl collection. Now I did a video about a year and a half ago of all my Elvis albums that I'd acquired up to that point. But however, I've acquired a lot of Elvis since then, and kind of felt like wanting to do an updated version of that collection. And there's some new stuff in here which I have shown, which I've bought in the last few months that I have not yet shown on the channel. So these will be the new vinyl, the next vinyl update. But still wanted to show them on the channel anyway. So anyway, we're going to get started. I've got a lot of singles, a lot of albums, and 3 box sets to show. This might be a multi-parter, I'm not sure, but I'm not going to show all the records individually. Just like to just say what they're on and whatnot, and just say what pressing they are, because a lot of them will vary as we go along. But anyway, we're going to get started with the singles. Plus you can hear like the noises outside. I've opened the window because it's a bit stuffy in this this room. So anyway, first single up is Blue Moon, backed with Just Because. This is on the RCA Gold Standard label. I think this originally came out in on the first album in 1956, but I've kind of put this at the start because it says recorded 1955 on the label on both sides, but they're actually recorded in 1954. So yeah, but good single. Don't Be Cruel to a Heart That's True, backed with Hound Dog. This is a late 70s reissue. It was like reissued to promote the 56 Sessions Volume 1 album. So, but yeah, really great record there. Another re-release, but again, Any Way You Want Me, That's How I Will Be, backed with Love Me Tender from 1956, again on the RCA Gold Standard label reissue. I think it was the other way about when it was originally issued. Finding Elvis singles can be very challenging, especially the original 50s singles. They can be very difficult to get hold of. You just need to write time, right place sometimes to find them. The Peace in the Valley EP, this sadly doesn't have its picture sleeve. This is a later copy as well on the RCA Victor label. With Peace, There'll Be Peace in the Valley for Me on side 1. It Is No Secret What God Can Do on the first side. And the B side has I Believe and Take My Hand Precious Lord. Really good EP that. Jailhouse Rock, backed with Treat Me Nice. This is a later reissue, but it's a nice sort of reproduction of the original UK single. And this is where we get into the new stuff. This is the first one I haven't shown on the channel yet. The Jailhouse Rock EP, which has Jailhouse Rock and Young and Beautiful on one side, and on the other side you have I Want to Be Free, Don't Leave Me Now, and Baby I Don't Care. So yeah, I'll show this in my next final update, but this is one of the new ones. This is not one of the new ones still, but this is an older one I've had for a while. Wear My Ring Around Your Neck, 1958, backed with Don't You Think It's Time. These next 3 are 4 actually. 4 EPs are all new, and I've never shown them on the channel before. The King Creole Volume 1 EP with King Creole and New Orleans on one side, and As Long As I Have You and Lover Doll on the other. Very cool, that one. Now this one I've never seen before, so got that one. Elvis Presley, Elvis Sings Christmas Songs, and this one has it's a gatefold sleeve, and this one has Santa Bring My Baby Back, Blue Christmas on one side, and the other side you get Santa Claus Is Back in Town and I'll Be Home for Christmas. So yeah, really cool to find that one. Even though I do have the album it's from, which we'll show in a minute, still good to have the EP of it. A Fool Such As I, backed with I Need Your Love Tonight. I know that's not the right sleeve. Some of these aren't in the correct sleeves, but you know, that's alright. That's actually an older single though, that I've had for a while. A Touch of Gold Volume 1 EP with Hard Headed Woman and Good Rockin' Tonight on one side, and then Don't and Teddy Bear on the other. That was from, I think, 59, 60 at least. Strictly Elvis. This one has a nice picture on it, with Old Shep and Any Place Is Paradise on one side, and Paralyzed and Is It So Strange on the other. Quite an interesting one there. Nice cover. One of my favourite ones, Stuck On You, backed with Fame and Fortune. I know that's not the right sleeve, it's a Parlophone sleeve. Yeah, again, you know. The Girl of My Best Friend, 1960, and A Mess of Blues. This one's a 1976 Orange Label reissue. It's Now or Never, and Make Me Know It. That's a great record there. It's Now or Never. Another copy of It's Now or Never. One of my favourite Elvis records coming up next. Are You Lonesome Tonight? Backed with I Gotta Know. Wooden Heart from the GI Blues film, and Tonight, So Right for Love. Getting through these quickly. Surrender and Lonely Man. That's one of my favourites, Surrender. Definitely one of Elvis's great vocal performances on that record. Another new one, Elvis by Request, with Flaming Star and Summer Kisses, Winter Tears on side 1. Then side 2, Frankfurt Special and GI Blues. This one's a German import. Wild in the Country and I Feel So Bad. Marie's the Name, his latest flame, backed with Little Sister. One of my favourite B-side rockers, that one, Little Sister. Rock-a-Hula Baby and Can't Help Falling in Love. If I had to pick my favourite Elvis song, it would probably be this one. Good Luck Charm, a great up-tempo tune, and one of my favourite B-side songs, Anything That's Part of You, one of my favourite Elvis ballad songs. The Follow That Dream EP with Follow That Dream and Angel on one side, and on the other, What a Wonderful Life and I'm Not the Marrying Kind. Another new one I haven't yet shown, Return to Sender and Where Do You Come From. Kind of showing a lot of these quite quick because I tend to talk about them a bit more in my next vinyl update. One Broken Heart for Sale and They Remind Me Too Much of You. That's a nice ballad, that one. Kiss Me Quick and Something Blue. Kissin' Cousins, backed with It Hurts Me, one of my favourite Elvis B-side songs. Do the Clam and You'll Be Gone. Crying in the Chapel with I Believe in the Man in the Sky. That was from 65. Haven't talked about all the years. Tell Me Why and Puppet on a String. One of my favourite Elvis records from the later years, Love Letters and Come What May, 66. Another favourite of mine, Indescribably Blue and Fools Fall in Love. The Easy Come Easy Go EP sadly doesn't have its picture sleeve, but I hope to find a copy with the picture sleeve. With Easy Come Easy Go, Yoga Is As Yoga Does, and on the other side, Sing You Children and I'll Take Love. US Mail and Stay Away. This is like the last single on this label that I have to show here. In the Ghetto, this is a new one with Any Day Now. Might be new, or I might have shown it in my last vinyl. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've made one. Don't Cry Daddy, back with Rubber Neck in its picture sleeve. These are quite rare. You don't see these too often. One of my favourites, The Wonder of You with Mama Like the Roses. Another new one, You Don't Have to Say You Love Me with Patch It Up. There Goes My Everything with I Really Don't Want to Know. This is part of a series called Maximilian with Heartbreak Hotel on one side, and the other side is Hound Dog and Don't Be Cruel. This one is issued in 1971 EP, so that was quite. I found that in a charity shop one day, so I just thought, yeah, I'll pick it up. I Just Can't Help Believing with How the Web Was Woven. Another new, I think actually I might have shown this one way while back. Elvis, Until It's Time for You to Go, backed with We Can Make the Morning. Again in a picture sleeve, that's one that you do not see too often in this kind of condition. Here's a new one, an American Trilogy with The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face. Love that song, American Trilogy. That was always one of Elvis's best, and it was always done great when he did it live back in the 70s. Burning Love and It's a Matter of Time. Always on My Mind and Separate Ways. Polk Salad Annie and CC Rider. These were both from the Onstage LP. Here's an American import of It's Midnight and Promised Land on a different kind of RCA label. Really cool. My Boy. This is a slightly different label. I think it might be a UK still. My Boy and Loving Arms. Green Green Grass of Home. Thinking of You. Thinking About You, sorry. Suspicion and It's a Long and Lonely Highway. These are like two 60s tracks that were issued for like the Elvis in Demand compilation LP. Moody Blue, She Thinks I Still Care. Way Down and Pledging My Love. My Way and America the Beautiful, that was released after Elvis had passed. Another new one, It's Only Love, backed with Beyond the Reef. Here's a little picture single. It looks like this on one side, and you get that on the other, like a reproduction of the 60s RCA single label. So on one side you get Baby I Don't Care from Jailhouse Rock, and on one side you get One-Sided Love Affair and Tutti Frutti. It's a nice picture. Here's another picture single, the Elvis medley, and on the other side is Jailhouse Rock. So the Elvis medley consists of Jailhouse Rock, Don't Be Cruel, Burning Love, and Suspicious Minds. It's quite a nice one there to have. Another always on my mind, but this says alternate version, back to Tomorrow Night, original Sun version. This is from the 1980s. RCA, 1985. The last one I have is another copy of Now and Then There's a Fool Such As I, back to I Need Your Love Tonight, but this is a 1997 BMG reissue, and it's on a kind of purple lilac vinyl, so that's very, very cool to have in the collection. So that's me going over the 7-inch singles, and there was quite a lot to cover in that one. Now I'm going to take a look at the albums now, and we've got lots to cover with the albums, and as I say, I'm not going to really take them all out and show them. I might just you know, say what label they're on and just talk about them really. But here's Elvis Presley's first album, just called Elvis Presley. Originally came out in 1956. This one is a 1980s reissue on the silver and black RCA label. It says 1983 in the back. But this is a great debut album. Really, really great record. I really like Blue Suede Shoes, I'm Counting on You, One-Sided Love Affair, Trying to Get to You, Blue Moon, Money Honey. Really, really great debut album. Oh, regarded as a classic album, really. And yeah, really great record. And then I got Elvis Presley Rock and Roll. Like I've stated in the channel when I've shown this record, this originally came out on the HMV label under this title with the original cover like this. But this is the 1972 reissue, but it still uses the UK track listing, but it has a different cover, which this is a picture I think from the 68 comeback special. And this is on the orange label as usual, but I like them both. I couldn't see which one I preferred out of the UK or American track listing, but still like them really both. Here's one of my favourite records. This is a 1962 mono pressing of the Rock and Roll No. 2 album, the second album. I'd say this is a really great album. I must say I like this one a bit more over the debut, but still a really great album. Love Rip It Up, Love Me, When My Blue Moon Turns to Gold Again. Really like First Line. I know that's not a lot of Elvis fans' favourite. Paralyzed, Ready Teddy, How's the World Treating You, and How Do You Think I Feel. So, really great album. This one's on the RCA Victor label. This is a 62 repressing in mono. Really great to get this one. I've actually reviewed this one, so if you want to see me go back that, you can go back to the channel and look at it. Loving You. This is the first soundtrack album. This one is a 1977 reissue, but really great album. Liked Mean Woman Blues, Let Me Be Your Teddy Bear, Loving You, Got a Lot of Living to Do, Party, Don't Leave Me Now, and I Need You So. This album is kind of like the Beatles' A Hard Day's Night album. This one has songs from the film on one side, and the other side has kind of like studio filler songs, but yeah, really good ones nonetheless. This one, like I say, is a 1977 reissue on the orange RCA Victor label. But yeah, really great album. Elvis's Christmas album. This one is a 1980 reissue on the green label, but really, really great album. Again, I really like Santa Claus is Back in Town, White Christmas, Here Comes Santa Claus, Right Down Santa Claus' Name, I'll Be Home for Christmas. Of course, it's got Blue Christmas. I like all the Christmas songs as well as the Gospel EP at the end. Although it's now I don't really listen to it. Christmas is still one that I really like to listen to at that time of year. But yeah, this one uses the original UK cover that was on the 57 pressing originally. But like I say, mine's a 1980 Green Label reissue. And the thing is with this one is the American version had like the red cover. I would like to get my hands on one of those, but I think they're quite difficult to come by. But still a really, really good one to own. Elvis's Golden Records, which originally came out in 1958. This copy is a 1980s reissue on the Silver and Black International label. This one, I got to be honest, really great compilation. These has like all the hit records, and this is definitely a go-to for Elvis sometimes. Thing is, however, with this one, it says up here, stereo effect reprocessed from monophonic. So the sound quality in this one's not very good, because a lot of Elvis stereo ones don't sound really good, especially the early 50s ones, because they were like mostly really done in mono, but then the stereo would kind of be like compressed versions of the mono mixes. But yeah, still a really, really great album though. Love all the tracks on here. I don't think there's one that really needs mention. They're all fantastic. What can you say about that record? And I also got a UK pressing in mono, which has a completely different track listing. The tracks that were switched and replaced were Loving You, Jailhouse Rock, Let Me Be Your Teddy Bear, and Treat Me Nice. They were all switched and replaced with some tracks that hadn't been issued on the RCA label yet at this point, as it says down there in the bottom. And this one's on the red and black RCA Victor label, like the red spot, but just in reverse. It's like red background and black kind of circle. And I have another copy of that, not in too great condition, but I got this for free off a friend, so yeah, I might as well take that. King Creole. This one's a 1972 reissue on the Orange label, which came out in 1958. I haven't seen the film or just I heard the soundtrack, but I know the title track and Hard Headed Woman in Trouble. I know some things from like various compilation albums, so yeah. But hopefully this should be a good listen. I should watch the film. I know a lot of Elvis fans don't like a lot of the films because they were kind of cheesy and whatnot, but some of them are actually good to watch, you know. I've seen quite a lot of them and they're actually quite good. And then when he went into the army, of course, RCA kind of put out these two compilation albums to keep his profile going, including this one. This is called Elvis, but it's actually on America called For LP Fans Only. Really nice cover, actually. This one I found in a charity shop, believe it or not, for £2.50, which was really good. This one is a mid-60s red spot label pressing, but still really nice to have. These are quite difficult to get hold of sometimes. In the UK, this had 4 additional tracks. I think they were... check the label. I know there were a few that were added. The original American album had 10 songs, but this one had a further 4 added, which were Money Honey and I'm Counting on You, and Trying to Get to You in Blue Suede Shoes, all from like the debut LP at one point or another. But yeah, really, really good album. Quite a good compilation album, I must admit. Really good. Then this came out, A Date with Elvis, in '59. The back of this has the January 1960 calendar. This one is in mono. I think this one is also in mono, I believe so. It doesn't say stereo anywhere, so it'll probably be mono. But this is on the Small Orange RCA label. Tracks in this one, yeah, I'll have to read them off the record because there's no songs printed on the back or front, so you just need to read them on. But there's a mix of like the RCA and Sun tracks. So yeah, really quite a good selection really, of songs, I must admit. And a nice cover too. That was 1959, and then this one, this is a 1980s German black reissue label on the international label. This one has the original US track listing, whereas the UK version again had added tracks. The US version again had 10, whereas the UK had like 14 tracks, so good to have for both, I would say. Yeah, really good. Then came out Elvis's Golden Records Volume 2. This one's a 1969 Orange label version in mono. This uses the UK track listing, as the 4 tracks I mentioned earlier had been taken off the original UK Golden Records album in '58. They had been replaced onto this one, so we got 14 in here. Really nice cover, very iconic picture there. And of course, I've got the original American version, but this is not the American version actually. This one's the 1984 reissue on the silver and black label in mono again, and they've put 4 additional tracks on here, and they've kind of rearranged the tracks a bit. So you get Santa Bring My Baby Back to Me, and I Beg of You, I think, and sorry, Santa Bring My Baby Back to Me and Party and Paralyzed and Where My Ring Around are on here. So 4 additional songs on here. I'll need to kind of look it up again to see what's what, but I know these 4 are kind of added on. But still, Gold Records Volume 2 is a great album. They're all great records of the Golden Record series, as we touch upon them in the video. Then we have Elvis Is Back, 1960 album. Great album. Definitely a great record. I really liked Make Me Know It, Fever, Girl of My Best Friend, I Will Be Home Again, Soldier Boy, Such a Night, and Reconsider Baby. And this one has a gatefold, which I'll show. And this is an original stereo copy on the large silver spot label. So this is an original 60s pressing in stereo. Finding these in stereo is not that common. A lot of them you'll tend to find in mono, but still great to find in stereo either way, you know. Great album, fantastic album, Elvis Is Back. Then we get GI Blues. This is a 1960 mono pressing on the silver spot label, so this is another original copy. Tonight's Alright for Love's Good, Wooden Heart, GI Blues, Pocket Full of Rainbows, Big Boots, Doing the Best I Can. So yeah, pretty good soundtrack album. I know the Elvis fans say that, you know, do these songs really have a purpose outside the film? Sometimes they do, and other times they don't, but still really good. Another original mono silver spot label copy of His Hand in Mine. Another really great album. Really like the title track, I'm Gonna Walk Them Golden Stairs, Milky White Way, Joshua Fit the Battle, Swing Down Sweet Chariot, and If We Never Meet Again. Really good album, and I really like that cover with Elvis and the on the piano. Again, as I say, another mono pressing on the silver spot label. So yeah, it's always good to find the originals in some cases, but some cases I tend to settle with whatever copy I could find. Then we get an original stereo large spot of Something for Everybody. Another really good album, I really like this one. There's Always Me, love that, one of my favourite ballads. I love the ballad side as much as the rhythm side, I'd say. This is kind of like a, one side's kind of like ballad slow songs, and the other side's kind of up-tempo rhythm songs. Almost like what an album that the Everly Brothers had out at the same time called Both Sides of an Evening. This is kind of similar to that. I really like There's Always Me, Give Me the Right, Sentimental Me, Starting Today, I'm Coming Home, I Slipped, I Stumbled, I Fell. Really great album, I do enjoy this one. Again, original stereo pressing on the large silver spot label. So those 4 I've just showed you are original copies in the silver spot. Very good. And I've got 2 copies of this next record, neither of which are in great shape. We have Blue Hawaii. This one I got... No, actually I got this one first. I was given this one first by a family friend when I started getting into vinyl. It's got a name up there, Brian Revel. It's a mono copy on the RCA. This is one's the RCA Victor copy. It's not in the best of condition. The record itself's a bit warped, which is unfortunate, but you know. I do know a few tracks because I've heard them in various places, like the title track, Love Can't Help Falling in Love, as I say, Hawaiian Wedding Song. Yeah, definitely going to give this a listen sometime and watch the film. And this one I found from my aunt's collection. This one I think is in a little better condition than the other ones. It's still not perfect. There's a corner missing down here. And this one is an original on the large silver spot. And then we get into an album of basic material, Potluck with Elvis. This is a 1977 repressing with the RCA label with the kind of dog in the top right corner. Great album. Probably one of my favourite Elvis 60s records. I like Kiss Me Quick, Just for Old Time's Sake, Gotta Get Back Home Somehow, Suspicion, I Feel That I've Known You Forever, That's Someone You Never Forget, Night Rider. Brilliant album. Probably one of my favourite 60s Elvis albums. And this is a stereo copy. And as I say, on the kind of RCA label with the kind of dog in the top right corner. I can show you what it looks like so you know what I'm talking about. That's what I mean by that. I like that in fact the inside has got a catalogue of all the Elvis records there. as we go along, there's still a lot of albums I'm missing from the collection, but hopefully they will be filled at a later date. But I've got a good sort of 90% of them. Then we have Girls, 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 another soundtrack LP. This one's the 80s Pickwick reissue on the Camden label. I like Return to Sender, that's the only one I know. The rest I need to... I know Girls, 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 because I heard it on one of the compilation LPs I've got. It's back. And again, originally came out in 62, I believe, but this one's a 1980s reissue on the kind of one of those budget labels, either Pickwick or Camden. I think so. Anyway, good one there. I would like to have had all the original 60s pressings, of course, but you know, you can't have everything sometimes. Then we get It Happened at the World's Fair, 1963, but this is a 1980 Green Label version again. Pretty good soundtrack album and film as well. I really liked Beyond the Bend, Relax, They Remind Me Too Much of You, One Broken Heart for Sale, I'm Falling in Love Tonight, Happy Ending, How Would You Like to Be. Not a bad soundtrack album. Pretty short, but it's actually not bad. I really like the cover as well, so pretty good. Then we get Elvis's Golden Records Volume 3, and what can you say about this one? This is a great volume, like with the others. Of course, the hits from like 1960 up to 62, so yeah, really great one, and this came out in 63. This one again is a 1980s stereo repressing on the Silver and Black International label. Said down at the bottom, all tracks electronically reprocessed, but this is actually true stereo, so this is a good sounding record. So I'm not sure what that little bit there at the bottom is all about, but hey ho. And then I have another copy of Golden Records Volume 3. This is a Canadian import. Not in the best of shape, but it is on the... take this one out the show because it is on gold vinyl. So that was cool. I found that in a charity shop and I thought, I know it's not in the best of condition, but for £1 on gold vinyl, can't go wrong there, can you? So that's that one. Then we get Fun in Acapulco. This one is a 1971 reissue on the Orange label in stereo, but a really good album. I really do quite like the film and the soundtrack. I like the title track, Mexico, Bossa Nova Baby, Guadalajara, even the 2 bonus songs as well, which were Slowly But Surely and Love Me Tonight, and I think I'm going to like it here as well. It's good. So yeah, pretty good soundtrack album, really good film as well, I'd say. How are we doing for time here? We're doing pretty good. Maybe I'll show a few more and then we'll probably cut and do part 2. The Kissin' Cousins soundtrack. I don't know this one too well, but this one is on the RCA Orange label from 77. Or at least I think it is. Yes, it is. So that's a good one to have. That was 64. Don't know this one, soundtrack or film wise, but we'll definitely give it a go sometime. But I understand there's like Elvis playing 2 different characters in this film, so interesting. Roustabout, 1964 RCA 1980s Green Label version. Still really cool to have. Anyone I know on here? I don't know much I know on here, but should hopefully hear the soundtrack and the film. But this was actually the last kind of top album that Elvis had until the Aloha from Hawaii, believe it or not. Girl Happy, 1965. This is a original mono on the Small Red Spot label. Don't know too much about this one. There's not that many tracks I know on here, but still. Oh, I've got the single Puppet on a String, but that's all I kind of know. But yeah, really nice one to have. Mono original, so can't go wrong there. Switching to about, actually, because they're in the wrong order. We have Elvis for Everyone. This is, of course, the original UK version in mono on the Red Spot label, 1965. Now, the UK and US, this was a kind of an album of songs that were thrown together by RCA of kind of leftover material, in some cases film songs that they hadn't yet released. But in the UK version, Wild in the Country was added on here, but in America it was replaced with Summer Kisses and Winter Tears. And this one is the American cover version, which I actually prefer to the UK one a bit. They're both good covers, but I said like this one a bit more kind of Elvis in front of the album covers, and like the RCA dog there, and the kind of like what looks like a cashier sort of desk. I wrote the back cover with all the albums up to that point, songs at the bottom. Really good album. I'd say I liked In My Way, Memphis, Tennessee, I Met Her Today, When It Rains It Really Pours. So yeah, really good album, pretty good album, I must say. Elvis for everyone. I'm trying to adjust my record, see if it'll fall a bit. Okay, I'll show you one more, and then we'll probably cut two more. We'll probably cut from here and do part two. Harlem Holiday, or known as Harlem Scarum in America. Again, 1980 green spot, 1980 green label issue, but still good to own. Don't know this one, soundtrack or film wise, but I've heard this is one of his worst films, as is the next one, Frankie and Johnny. I've heard really sort of bad things about this. I haven't seen it or heard it, so I can't comment. This is a mono original on the Red Spot label from 1966, so really cool to own there. Okay, I've actually got a few more before we can stop from here, so I'll just show you these three quite quickly and then we'll do part two. Elvis Paradise Hawaiian Style, 1966. This one again is a 1980 green label version. I do like that cover, even though it's like they've used the Fun in Acapulco picture and used that. It's a nice, quite like the kind of background and the picture of Elvis in the front there. Originally came out in 1966. This one's a 1980 green label version, as I say. Not bad, but it wasn't particularly memorable for me. I did like the title track and This Is My Heaven and Drums of the Island. But again, you know, when you watch the film, the songs kind of make more sense. But on the soundtrack LP, it probably doesn't. So to me, this wasn't very memorable. Hopefully I'll give it another spin and it might grow on me, but it was alright, I'd say. And then I have an original mono copy of California Holiday. This is original UK pressing on the Red Spot label. Like Stop, Look and Listen, Adam and Evil, All That I Am, Am I Ready is a great ballad, I'll Be Back, Beach Shack, and even the 3 bonus songs as well, like Tomorrow's a Long Time's good, and I'll Remember You's great as well. So yeah, really, really good soundtrack album. And the film's good too, I must say. And I really like that cover as well. But this is what it was known as in the UK, but in America, of course, it was called Spinouts. This one is a 1977 reissue, one with the RCA Victor label with the kind of dog at the top right corner, as I've shown with Pop Luck. Yeah, so nice to have that one, really good to find that one. So that's us gone over quite a bit. So what I'm going to do is from here, I'm going to cut, I'm going to stop, and we're going to do part 2 very, very shortly. And so do stick around for that.